Just a little quick clip. We need some lifting equipment to get the machines off, and this is it. An International Harvester Payloader. It's well, quite a beast. Apparently it will lift 4,000 plus pounds. So we shall see. Looks big enough, chunky enough. It's loaned to us by a friend, and hopefully it will sort of do the job, as it were. I stand back a little bit here. There she is. Local scrap man who has a yard near here, and he's kindly lent it to me to get some machines off. So there we are. We'll be using this later in the week. And hopefully it'll do what's needed. Anyway, there we go, the loader. Okay, this is a quick video of what I've been working on this weekend. This is the Octopus Mark 7 alternator starter motor test bench. That's where you test the starter motors, down there, and that's where you test alternators and distributors, there. This is the clamping vise for your various devices, and there's other attachments. This is your stop button here. There's a stop button here, and this is your go buttons. There's a few more fuses and a reset switch there. There's a little shelf for your odd little accessories and cables and the manual. This is this very interesting drive, which I'll try and get some shots of. That's the top output drive shaft. That is the epicyclic gearbox. That is the cone clutch, and there's the motor, and it has a drive. I don't know whether you can see it on either end of the motor, and that's the whole sort of setup there. So you've got this motor which drives both ends of this shaft via this cone clutch. There's also variable speed control on the end of it, just there. Into the middle of this epicyclic gearbox, which drives the upper shaft. Now at the moment it's in neutral, so it doesn't have any drive because they're balancing each other, so the speed of one half cancels out the speed of the other half, which is a very neat trick you can do with an epicyclic gearbox. You can sort of, if you spin the inner shaft, get zero speed. This is the vacuum control for testing distributors, and this is some of the electronics and stuff in the top. There's a reversing diode there. Those are load resistors, big variable resistors. There's a couple more fixed resistors in here, load resistors, and a fan. And there's some solenoids and a little bit of control circuitry. And that board there is the tacho drive board. That's the lubricant, not the lubricant, the brake fluid for the dynamometer. So that's what's in there. And around the other side, in this little cubby hole here, there's some more adapter plates for doing alternators, regulators and various bits and pieces. And this is your battery box down here. I've only got a little battery in there at the moment to make it work. And over here is the gears for alternative starter motors, and another support plate, which is really a spare. Can't see why it would have two. There's no difference between them, not that I can see. So it's kind of a spare. Anyway, this is it. The Octopus Mark 7 Alternator test bench, which we're lucky to have. Those belts, by the way, are the spare belts for the motor. It's quite unusual, this machine, to have one of these here in Canada. They're not very common at all. Ministry of Defence departments used to have them. They were so expensive, something like £10,000 each in their day, which was a lot of money then. Not many organisations could afford to buy one. It was mainly only ministry departments and some big bus companies had them. Municipal bus depots had them. Anyway, they come up for auction every now and then, go for a song. This one I paid £500 for. It was in a pretty sorry old state in terms of rusty, and just things were generally stuck, needed freeing off. Wasn't particularly worn, but or badly treated. It'd just been left and left and left. There is a guard that goes over the top of here, but I haven't fitted it, nor are these panels, because quite frankly there's only me going to be working here, and if I ever want to get in there I've got to keep taking them off. It's going to be not very easy to fall in there while I'm working on it. And that's about it really for that machine. Power input down here is 3-phase 415 volts and a neutral, which is going to be interesting to do when all we have is 220 volts 3-phase and no neutral. Anyway, a transformer should fix that problem. So that's really the test bench, and that's what I've been working on this weekend. I haven't videoed me working on it because there's not much to see really. It's just pulling bits off and wire brushing them and putting them back on again and making sure switches and so on work. Anyway, so that's all for the Octopus test bench. There it is. There's the Octopus test bench. That's it. You don't very often see many of those. Anyway, bye for now.